Welcome back to Lenz's Comic Corner Classic / Known Classics. This episode number 2349, Doubleshot number 22. Is it 49? No, 46. Hold on. I think it's let me make sure about that. It is 2345, Doubleshot 2229. So we have a Batman and Iron Man trade. First up we have is Batman, the movie adaptation. Yeah, this is a graphic novel thing of it. It just basically puts the original one-shot in this trade paperback form. Written by Denny O'Neil, artwork by Jerry Ordway. The cover art, the artwork is fantastic. Now, Lenz himself has actually a review for this one already on his show. My 2 cents about it is that it's a okay adaptation. It's like a lot of the really good stuff basically is kind of this book for, like, I do agree that the one shot should have been longer, or better yet, make it a mini-series. Though this was released this was basically released the same time as the movie, which was released in 1989. Yeah. As for why they decided to do this, I'm not sure. But aside from the fact it's an adaptation of a really popular movie with people, I'll make up the artwork basically a 10 because it's amazing. I had nothing against Denny O'Neil as a writer. I think he's a good writer. But this, adaptation-wise, I give it basically a 5. Because basically there's a lot of really good stuff. Oh, by the way, there's this line. Warriors, you get those wonderful toys. You don't see a line in the whole comic. Nope, not really. But the way people look at the book is actually pretty good. But yeah, moving on from that, basically, we have this book here I picked up from Comic-Con. Iron Man 2.0, Palmer Addley is dead. This collects Iron Man 2.0, the first 7 issues of this very short-lived series. Yep. Now, this is from by Nick Spencer. I kind of forgot. I remember this book, basically. I remember reading it. I kind of forgot Nick Spencer wrote this thing. Yes, Nick Spencer wrote it. With, well, we have a prologue from Iron Man 500. But mostly put, here are your artists. For the prelude issue and the main issues, it's basically Bear Kitson. With Ken and Carmine Di Giammachico. Ariel Lovely does basically 4 through 7. The cover artwork, the first 6 issues, is Sabo LaRocca and Frank Natama. Issue 7 is basically about Ariel. Mostly put, this is, despite the fact being called Iron Man 2.0, it's a War Machine comic. That's literally what this book is. It's War Machine. Now, why do they call it Iron Man 2.0? I have no idea. If I get a chance to Nick Spencer, I will ask him that very question. Because I'm like, okay, could you not call this book War Machine? Because that is what this book is. It's a War Machine comic. Because that's James Rhodes. And yeah, at first he basically does wear. So basically the whole thing with this one is that War Machine's going solo stuff again. He's working with the military again here. And there's also mention about this guy called Palmer Addley. Now, aside from the fact they know he's dead, there's nothing about this guy they bring up in the book. So yeah, then we have War Machine taking on the Blizzard. Yes, the Blizzard, Don Gill. Yep. So he takes him on here, and of course, basically, he's working with these consultants here. I think the artwork is okay here. It's not terrible. It just basically, I'm not a fan of the smudgy faces that Bear Kitson does in this book. We even see cameos by Cyclops, Doctor Strange. Yeah. So, eventually he does get a new suit of armor because he does use his regular War Machine book suit for the first, couple issues of the book. And then eventually he switches out his attire. The outfit itself is loosely inspired by the live-action movie counterpart, which debuted back in 2010. If you're really curious, though, what this basically was 2011. Yeah, so this is in between Iron Man 1 and 2 and 3. So Probably the reason why they launched this comic book is probably because of the Iron Man 2 film. So, you're thinking, okay, when does War Machine get his new armor that he has in the cover? He does. Tony Stark gives it to him. So then basically we have Pepper Potts show up with Stark Reliant. Because of course. Now, Nick, if you're wondering who was running Iron Man at this point in time when this book came out, it was Matt Fraction. Which I really love this guy's run. My friend Edgar doesn't like him very much because of basically the small factoid, the fact that basically that Matt Fraction killed off the Mandarin despite the fact he was brought back in their book I Killed a Punisher again. So, this book is quite interesting, and eventually we get introduced to, like, oh look, it's the Silver Centaur armor, which is one of my personal favorites. Eventually, by the end of issue number 3, we get a chance to see the Iron Man 2.0 armor. Well, it's called Armor 2.0, but it's technically a War Machine suit. And he has a suit for the rest of the series. Now, you might be curious asking, did he wear this outfit when he popped up in Iron Man? I believe he did. Yes, because here's the thing. Right after this book concluded, he returned to Iron Man. Now, I do gotta admit, the change in the interior artwork was definitely needed because, though, here's kind of the thing. The artwork is definitely improvement. Era Lovey is a good artist. But it feels as though it's a slight improvement. Yes. Yeah, so they investigate the whole thing with Palmer Addley. Yeah, and this whole thing goes on for about 4 issues. And then we go straight to Fear itself for the next couple issues. We have War Machine team up with the Immortal Weapons. Yes. Now this, I thought, was awesome. Yes. Like, the Palmer Addley stuff was okay, but this is where the series gets really cool. We have the Fear itself tie-in with the hammers and the fact that, well, they have to deal with basically Absorbent and Titania when they come host the hammer. And here are members of the weapons. Fat Cobra, Bright Lion Spiders, Dog Bride number 1, Tiger's Beautiful Daughter. Yeah, love this appearance here. Oh yeah, also we have Iron Fist wearing his white Iron Fist outfit. Yep. And here's Titania, who is... I think he's like the Breaker of Men. I think that's a code name with this one. And then we have Steve Rogers, where he's working with Maria Hill. And now, working with Maria Hill, and of course, his girlfriend, Sharon Carter. Now, of course, it's like Nick Spencer. My personal guess is he really wanted to do... Now, this feels like basically just the next... Like, it feels like this particular story in particular... It feels like, though, this was supposed to be a story for Immortal Iron Fist... But this book got canceled for 27 issues, so they basically reworked it to include Rhodey in this book. I'm like, okay. Now, I love Era Willie's artwork when it comes to the Immortal Weapons. I love how they look here. They look absolutely amazing here. Yeah, and eventually Azara takes the other hammer and becomes the Breaker of Wills. He is Greloth, the Breaker of Wills. And he's like this throughout Fear itself. Now, I talk of Fear itself. It's a very underrated event. It's not terrible. I mean, some people describe it as a really bad event. I don't really think so. Not really. So, yeah. We have next 3 issues deal with Fear itself. And, well, that's pretty much it. If you want to think about it when it comes to this book, I'd say the first 4 issues are okay for the most part. But I do love the writing. But I think probably it gets basically a step up when it ties into Fear itself. It's like, it had, yeah. So, like I mentioned, it feels as though, like I mentioned with the whole thing we had 5 through 7, it's like this was going to be a story for Immortal Iron Fist, but because it got canceled a few years prior to this, so they reworked it to include Fear itself and, include Rhodey. But this book is not that bad, per se. I give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. Yep. But if you want the opinion about the change in artwork, the Carmen Digatico, I'm not the biggest... I think his artwork is okay. It's not terrible. People just look way too skinny under his artwork. Barry Kitsen's okay, but I would probably say the person who got the best artwork here is Era Lovely. I think she's got the best artwork here. Yep. But yeah, that's particularly it, particular view. Next up is going to be more One Piece. Okay, next video. Bye.